Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to be making a necklace and earrings from the Bargain Bead Box for July 2023. First of all, our encouraging word for today is 1 John 4:16. You can know and depend on the love that I have for you. And I've been watching the show The Chosen. Oh my goodness, you guys, if you haven't seen it, it is amazing. I don't care if you're a Christian or not, it's an amazing show. And, you know, a lot of people have given it some flack because they're saying it's not biblically accurate. But, you know, to make a show about Jesus and the disciples, you have to add in a little backstory or a little, you know, life story or whatever, because the Bible doesn't tell us everything about their lives. But it is an awesome show. And I've got to say, it's one of my favorites. I am loving it. I've had my kids watching it, and yeah, you really need to watch it if you haven't. It's The Chosen. You can download the Angel app for free and watch it on your phone. So yeah, give it a try. It's an amazing, amazing show. All right, so having said that, and no, I'm not paid by The Chosen. I just love the show. We are going to make a necklace and earrings. This is from the July edition of the Bargain Bead Box. Bargain Bead Box is a monthly beading subscription service. It's delivered straight to your door for $19.49 a month. And it's a great value, I have to say. It's one of the best values out there for a bead box. Everybody calls it Bargain Beat Box, and that just drives me insane. It's not Bargain Beat Box, it's Bargain Bead Box. It's beads. So, yeah, let's just say it right, people. So, Bargain Bead Box. And when you do subscribe to it, you get a monthly coupon to use in their store. It's 30% off every month. You get it every month all the time. It's like a continual 30% off. And I have a coupon code. It is Wendy2. If you want to subscribe, you can use it to get $2 off your first month's box. If you don't want to subscribe, you just want to shop in their store, which you can do. If you're not a subscriber, you just don't get the 30%. But if you want to use it to shop in their store without subscribing, it is $2 off your purchase in their store, your first purchase. But you can only use it one time, so keep that in mind. Okay, so Bargain Bead Box. What you're going to need if you want to make the necklace and earrings that I'm doing today, here's the earring. You're going to need 3 of these chandelier findings. You're going to need 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of these big, I love these big, sparkly, beautiful beads. You're going to need 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of the, I think these were lapis and chrysocolla, if I'm not mistaken. Let me look on my paper. I can't remember, to be honest with you, but I think, what are they, 6 millimeter? Oh, they must be 8 millimeter. Are they 8s? They are 8s, aren't they? Lapis and chrysocolla, yeah. So, how many did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 of those guys. Let's see, you're going to need a bunch of these little spacers. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 of these little electroplated spacers. You're going to need 3 regular eye pins, and you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 ball head pins, or you can use regular head pins. You're going to need 1 lobster clasp, 1 ring for the lobster to clasp onto, possibly a jump ring to attach your lobster to the chain. Yeah, you probably will need that jump ring to attach your lobster to the chain. You're going to need 2 clamshell connectors, 2 size 2 crimp beads for your connectors, and then you're also going to need an assortment. I mean, these are all size 2 crimp beads. Just a bunch of crimp beads because I'm not sure how many we're going to need for the necklace part. We'll see here in just a second, but just have some size 2 crimp beads on hand. You're going to be using the chain from the box this month, and I've got a length of Coriana chain. I'm not sure how long I'm going to go with this. We'll see here in just a minute, but this is available on my website if you're interested in it. So are the clamshell connectors. Okay. And you're going to need 2 ear wires of your choice. I've got these little just fishhook ear wires. I think I got these on AliExpress. Okay, So let's move the earring out of the way first. We're going to do the necklace. And what I'm going to do first is make the dangle part of the necklace, okay? So you're going to need your 3 ball head pins, your eye pin, your one of those, and 3 of those, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8 of your little electroplated 4mm beads. Okay, and that's what you're going to need for the dangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to take an electroplated bead, and then this big guy, and then another electroplated bead on our eye pin, just like this. We are going to bend this 90 degrees, and we're going to make a loop. So we're making a connection, a connector. So I'm just going to trim this off with my cutters. And then with my round nose pliers, I'm just going to roll this back. And we're just making a loop so we can hang this on the chain. Now we need to hang this from this. So I'm going to open it up. I'm not worrying at the moment which way my loops are facing. I'm just going to hang this on here, and I'll worry about the loops here in a minute. Okay, so here's what we've got. Now there is a front and a back to this chandelier finding, so you know, I guess you could use that side if you wanted. I'm using this side. And I'm trying to make sure this is closed good, but it keeps wanting to come open on me. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take our 3 eye pins, and we are going to do an electroplated bead, a chrysocolla bead, and an electroplated bead. And we're going to bend this 90 degrees, trim this off, and roll back a loop. Okay, just like that. We're going to do that 3 times. So number 2, this, whoops, and number 3 right here. And I wanted to thank everybody that has prayed for my dad. He left the hospital today. He's been in there like 25 days or something like that, and he went to skilled nursing. And my mom just texted a few minutes ago and said that all the people, we're going to hang these right on here, all the people at the skilled nursing place were so thrilled to see them. See, my dad was in there last year for a long time, and Mom said that they hugged them and they were treating them like family, and he had a room to himself, and his bed is by the window, and you know, everything is just, you know, she said she feels like God is working it out, because they were really worried. She was really worried about which skilled nursing place they were going to send him to. But these people know him, and he knows them pretty much. So there's some familiar faces there for him, and that was just really encouraging and comforting to me too, to know that he's in good hands, and you know, the people that are taking care of him really care about him. So you know, that was really made me feel really good. So thanks to everyone who's prayed. You know, he still needs a lot of prayer, but hopefully he will gain his strength back and be able to go home soon. So just keep on praying for him. I'm believing he's going to get healed, and it's going to be a miracle. So that's what I want. That's what I want to see. But anyway, I wanted to thank everybody that has prayed for him and asked about him. I really do appreciate it. All right, so there is that. Now we're going to take our chain here, our Coriana chain. And now's where we have to look at this loop. So this one has to hang, clearly it's got to hang like this, or it's going to be the back of our chandelier, which we don't want. We need the top one. So right now it's facing this way. So if we put the chain through, it's not going to hang right. We need it to hang the other way. So just hold your bottom one the way that you want it to go. Take your top one and twist only the top. Okay, and that will turn your 2 loops the way you need them to go. And then we're just going to hang this right on the Coriana chain. Okay, so now we're going to use these beads right here and our crimps. So I am going to create a floating little bit here. And what I want to do is put, this is what I want to do right here. So those there, one of these here, another set of these, like this, and another one of each of these. Let me move this earring stuff out of the way. Okay, so this is what I want. Now, I have to decide how long I want this to be. I don't really want this to be a tassel length. I just want it to come like, you know, right to the bottom of my, or right around my collarbone or right around there. So I'm only going to make this part of it probably about this long. Let's see what that would be. So if I measure that, it is about 5.5 inches, so about 11 inches total is what I'm going to make this piece. So let's go ahead and let's cut that to 11 inches. So right about here. And you know, obviously, this is your own creative control. You do it however you want to do it, but this is kind of how I want to do it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have got to even up my ends like this. You want to make sure, and move this stuff out of the way, you want to make sure that you have your ends evened up, because we are going to do some floating beads on here, and it's very important that your ends be even up. So I'm going to start right about here, I think, on both sides. Right about there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a crimp bead on either side. So just try to keep your chain laying on the table if you can. And get your crimp bead on there. Hold on. Get your crimp bead on there. Okay, scoot it all the way down. Same on the other side. Okay. Now, those are both on there. So again, I want to make sure that my ends are evened up. I want to make sure that these are even right here. It's pretty important that we get it all evened out like it needs to go. So I'm going to take my time and make sure. So my ends are evened up at the top. Those are pretty well even right there. Okay, so now I'm going to take my chain nose pliers. That one can come down a little. I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to take that bead and press my crimp bead till it is squashed. Secure on the chain, but not enough to cut the chain, okay? Because it can, if you press too hard, it can cut this chain. So don't, just make sure it's, you know, you got it as, it's on there securely, but it's not cutting the chain. And then I'm going to put one of these electroplated beads on. One of my big sparkly beads and another electroplated bead, and then I'm going to do another crimp right on top of that. Okay, just like this. I'm just going to let gravity pull that down, and I'm going to do the same exact thing. Crimp it, but not, you know, just enough to where it holds your beads on, but not cut your chain. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, I may not have enough room on this chain for all my beads, which is okay. I just laid them all out here. I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to make it look, but kind of designing as I go with this. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this one in. Oops. Same thing that I've been doing. Get him on there. Let gravity pull it down and crimp it. So here's what we've got. Okay, now I have to decide where I want my next bead to be, and I think I'm going to go just right above this one. Again, make sure everything is even, And I'm going to do those, and then I'm going to put one of these little beads on. So let's make sure this is evened up. I can put them together like this. Scoot this on here just a little. Okay. So let's put these both on. Now that I've got some beads on there that are secure in their spot, it's a little easier because I can just even up my chain and do it this way instead of, I was trying to make sure that those were evenly spaced before, but now that I've got them on there, it's a little bit easier. So I'm just putting these two on. Oh, for heaven's sakes, get on there. There we go. All right. Scooting this up. Making sure, again, that those are even. And I'm just going to take my pliers and secure them. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to take these two beads, so this chrysocolla bead and my crimp. Again, let gravity do the work. And crimp that down. Okay, another chrysocolla bead. Letting gravity do the work with my crimp again. And crimping that down. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Now, I am going to do one more of these, I think. So again, same thing, I've got to make sure that I have everything even. So let's do this. I'm going to go about right here. I'm just eyeballing it. You can measure if you want, but I'm just kind of eyeballing between my sections here. It doesn't have to be exactly even. I kind of like the organic look of it, you know, being a little bit off sometimes. I just think it gives it a kind of a cool, organic, natural look sometimes when everything isn't so precise. Let me put this on here. All right, now scoot this down. Whoops. Okay, just like that. And I'm liking that right there. So again, press it. Just like that. Then we're going to do spacer, big crystal, spacer, and our crimp bead. Just like this. Okay, same thing on the other side. Spacer, big crystal, spacer, and a crimp bead. Okay, so there's what we've got so far. Now, I can put another one of these on if I want, and I think I am going to. There's no reason not to. So I'm evening those out. I'm going to come in with my crimps right about there. Okay, same thing, just making sure everything's even, and I'm going to put my crimps on. Okay, scoot them down. Down, down. There we go. Go down just a little more there. That is looking really good, I think. So let's crimp that down. Crimp that down. And I'm just going to do this bead. And I am pushing it close. Man, am I ever pushing it close, but that's okay. We're going to put that bead on, this crimp bead on, and I'll show you why it's going to work out just fine. Oops. This crimp bead on. Okay. Just crimp that down like you've been doing. Same on the other side. Put this guy on. And this crimp on. I certainly didn't leave a ton of room, did I? No. And I've just realized I'm going to need 2 more jump rings too. Okay, come on now. Oh, I wanted to mention too, there are auctions going on in my Facebook group. They've been going on for a while. But I'm going to have auctions continually going on in there for a while because I am cleaning out and destashing and stuff. Okay, so here we have this. Now, I'm going to take my 2 clamshell connectors. I'm going to put this one on. You may have to spread these open a little bit in order to, let me open that up in order to get this in here because it's very close. So I'm putting it all the way down to the bead, to the crimp that's already on there. And then I'm putting this crimp on, okay? And I'm just going to let it sit like that on top of the bead, and I'm going to crimp this one down. Again, you want to do it firmly, but you don't want to cut the chain, but you do want it to be firm, okay? And if you want to put a little dab of glue in there, you can. I'm going to close that up. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Going in here. And as you can see, I have a little bit of extra chain on this side for some reason. So by laying it down on top of the crimp that's already there, see how I'm just letting it lay on top of this crimp that's already there in the bead? That way I can trim this chain off and I know that both sides are going to be even because it's sitting on top of that bead. Okay, if I had scooted it up from the bead, it might have been a little bit harder to get both sides of this chain trimmed up even. Okay, now I'm going to close that one up. So anyway, I will link my Facebook group in the description box below this video. If you're interested in joining it and being a part of those auctions, you can do that. Okay, so I do need a couple more jump rings that I didn't plan on, so let me grab them out. Where are they? Antique silver, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, they're already out here. There they are. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take these and we're going to hook our chain on. So I'm just going to take the jump ring like this. And I'm going to hook it right here onto my chain. Now here's where you're going to have to measure how long you want this to be on you. So I don't want it to be super long, so it's not going to take a whole lot of chain for me. But I just thought the chain looked really good with this finding, so that's why I just wanted to use it. So I'm going to hold this up and see kind of where I want it to hang, which is pretty short actually as far as the chain goes. So I need about this much on either side, so let me measure. So that's right about 6.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to cut it right here, and then I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. And I'll show you an easy way to measure your chain so you're not having to count links, because that's no fun. Nobody wants to do that. Okay, so we're going to take this one, hook it right onto here, grab your chain, hook it right on here, close that up, even these up, and if you've got it laid out side by side even, you can just trim your chain right here. Just like that. See, much easier than counting links, right? So then I'm just going to take my lobster, put it on this side. Just like this. And I'm going to take my ring and put it on this side. Now, if you wanted to put a dangle on here, you could, or you could put an extender on if you want to, but I'm not going to, I don't think. I'm just going to leave it. And here we have our necklace. Really pretty, really sparkly, cute little necklace. Okay, so now let's do our earring. This is so simple. It literally will just take a couple minutes. We're going to do the same thing that we did with our necklace with our links. So we're doing our electroplated bead, this bead, and this bead on the top of our eye pin. We're bending 90 degrees. We are trimming off right here, rolling back a loop, just like that. And then we're going to take this and we're going to hook it right on to our finding. Just like this. And I'm not worried right now about the way my loops are facing. I will worry about that in just a minute. Let's cross that bridge when we get there, right? Okay. Now I'm going to take these and I'm going to make my 3 dangles. So electroplated bead, chrysocolla bead, electroplated bead, just like that. 90 degrees. Trim this off. And I will say I don't normally trim off and make loops on ball head pins. Normally they're too thin to do this, but these are stainless steel ones and they are super thick. So I feel like I can do that on these. If you have thin ball head pins, you're going to want to do wrapped loops. Okay? But these are really quite thick, these ball head pins. So I'm not worried about them coming undone. Normally, like I said, with the ball head pin, I would normally not just cut it and roll back a loop like this. I would normally do a wrapped loop, but these are really, really thick ones. Okay, so our 3rd link. So if you're interested in subscribing to Bargain Bead Box, I will have information in the description box below this video. It really is a great value, I feel like. I haven't shopped in their store for a while because I'm trying to save money, but their store, like, I'm addicted to it. I love it. I love to go in there and shop, and when you put that 30% off coupon in, it's just like the angels sing. I mean, it's awesome. Hear the Hallelujah chorus going on. But, yeah, I've been kind of on a spending freeze, so that's my story right now. But yeah, it is a great value, and their store is so awesome. They have really cute stuff. I can't even get on there and look because I know if I do, I'll buy stuff. So yeah, I'm staying off. All right, attaching these 3, and then I'm going to attach my ear wire. Now we got to make sure that our ear wire is going to face the right way, and it is not. This needs to be this way. So this one's got to be turned that way, so I'm grabbing it, the one that I want. I'm grabbing it in the position that I want it to be. And then I'm going to take the top one, and only turning the top one, I'm turning it around, okay? And what that does is it spins your loop to where you need it to go. And then I'm going to open this up. Going to make sure that my front's facing my front and close it back. And we have just made a necklace and a pair of earrings in about 30 minutes. And I think they're super pretty. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it, subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out so much. And the more likes and comments I get on each video also help for the algorithms with YouTube. So if you don't mind, please like it and comment. I do read every comment. I'm trying to answer them on my videos as much as I can. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.